Finally, the Black Stars 26-man squad for the 2022 FIFA World Cup has finally been named by Black Stars head coach Otto Addo, and in a couple of days, the Black Stars will get underway at the World Cup in Qatar. Well, following the squad that has been named, let's try and find out from some sports journalists if they were surprised by the inclusion of some players and who they think will be imposed for the Black Stars at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. My name is Joseph Adamafio. Come along with me as I ask from some sports journalists what they think about the 26-man squad named by Coach Otto Addo. Yeah, what are your impressions on the 26-man squad?
I think it's a decent squad. We have a mix of experience, a mix of youthful exuberance, skill, basically everything that we had there. You can never have a perfect squad. So I think what we do have is decent enough, and it's now up to the technical team to work with them and get the best out of the players.
Do you have any player you were expecting to win the squad who didn't make?
I would have thought maybe someone like Joseph Painto would have been in there due to. I think he's just our most informed forward. But I'm not a coach. I don't have the privilege of seeing some of the things that the coaches do see. I've not been in camp with Joseph Painto. I don't know how he affects the team chemistry. And so I would love to give the coach a benefit of the doubt that he believes that the players that he's called are much suited to what he wants to achieve and his goals. And so despite him not making it, I don't think it should make that much of a difference as to how Ghana are going to play or what we're going to achieve.
Lastly, looking at the three goalkeepers that have been named, who do you think will be improved?
I think I'm more skewed towards Atizigi and Manaf because both of them have had experiences with the national team in the past 12 months. Danlad is his first try. I don't think they would want to put him in such a situation, making his debut at the World Cup. That'll be too much pressure for the young goalkeeper. So they'll probably go with a much trusted pair, a much trusted goalkeeper. And Manaf and Atizigi, I think that they've both had their chances. Manaf looked very decent in the Korean Cup, so I might be skewed towards Manaf. But then again, he's not been playing too many games this season, and Atizigi has been the more active one. I think it's a decision that will go down the wire, and probably they may use the Switzerland game and training to decide who becomes the number one spot. But very, very unlucky for Ghana to lose our first two goalkeepers.
Your impressions on the squad named by Coach Otto Addo?
Well, I think it's the best that we can go with, considering the fact that even we have players who are actually on the list for that we were hoping that they will make it, but injury took them out. So just like Otto Addo said, I think we should just work with what we have right now and then hope that the team will do well in Qatar. The only disappointment for me was that Otto Addo didn't explain why, players like Schlopp or Joseph is being dropped, because it is a conversation that is going on. So if you want the entire country to support you, and the entire country, basically they are talking about these two players, why they have been dropped, even before you made the announcement. I think it will be fair, and then you'll be able to get the support of everyone if you are able to tell us why this player didn't make it or that player didn't make it. But in all, I think we should just work with what we have, because you can't do anything about it anyway.
Looking at the goalkeepers, who do you think will be imposed for the Black Stars?
I think Atizigi. I don't know, but I think Atizigi should be imposed because I believe comparing him to Manaf and then the lad for Black Stars, Atizigi I believe has more experience compared to Manaf or even Danlad. But I think Atizigi to start. Manaf might be the second choice, and then Danlad will be the third choice for us.
Were you looking for any player expected to be in the squad, but the person didn't make the squad?
Of course, just like any other Ghanaian, Schlopp and then Joseph. Because listen, Schlopp and Joseph. And the fact that, just yesterday Baba Idris was dropped, so it was, okay, now Baba is not going. So at least give Schlopp a chance. But, we are here, just like I said, let's work with what we have. And then hope that the team will do well in Qatar, because we can't do anything about it. My opinion, I'll share it, but he has said it already. He will not answer us why these players are not going, and what can we do?
What are your impressions on the squad name today?
I think that many Ghanaians will be very disappointed not to have seen Jeffrey Schlopp and as well as Joseph Pinto, because honestly they've been brilliant with their club side. But then Coach Otto Addo had to say that it's one or two reasons that he had to drop them, and reasons that he can't actually spill it out to the public or to the media. So for him, he believes that, or he thinks about the injuries that happened in the last minute, he thinks that this 26-man squad is the best for him to go into this World Cup 2022.
Do you think the local players have a chance of being in the game at any point in time?
I think it's a major question. I actually asked him during the Q&A section, and he says that it boils down to their commitment, it boils down to the training. If today he sees that Danlad is better off, he will put him in goal post. If you see that Daniel Free-Yabania impresses him in training, definitely he should be on. It happened in the case of Osman Bukari, which he actually highlighted in the Q&A section. So I think that, but personally, I don't think that he's going to actually give minutes to the locally based player. Because we even saw that in our friendly games against Nicaragua and Brazil, he had to give about just 10 seconds to Daniel Free-Yabania. And for me, I don't think that they've got a chance.
Okay, so your impression on the 26-man squad name for the World Cup?
Well, I think we have the core of the team already, and in the squad, and so most players that you would want to mention, you will find them, just some few missing here and there. But this is what the coach believes in. He will take all the blame if things go south in Qatar. And so, yes, when squad are being mentioned, you can never get a perfect squad. And so, with what that we have, he thinks that this is the best, and so let's just give him the benefit of doubt.
With the last-minute injuries that came to the camp, and especially our goalkeeping department, we're looking at the three goalkeepers. Who do you think will be in post? Atizigi or Manaf Nouddin or Danlad?
Well, I think injury has been a big blow to this particular tournament, not only to Ghanaians, because of the time that we are playing the tournament. We've seen some star players, even in other countries, that are being injured. And, it's not different with Ghanaians. Looking at our goalkeeping department, I think that I would have preferred Danlad, but on a big stage like this, you say he doesn't have the experience. But yes, he has gathered it from the under 20, under 17, under 23, and also the Chan, and so he has some experience there. But professionally, I see Atizigi manning the post as the first hand in our goal post.
Thank you. 26 squad, that was me.
Sincerely, I am surprised. In fact, I am shocked. Especially with regards to the absence of the two goalkeepers that we often see in the post. Although I call them average players, they are building up, and they've been building up for it. And it's sad for me that Wallacott will not be there, because news making rounds says that he picked an injury with the right hand or fingers, and then Richard Ofori too. Bringing in Danlad. We know him on the local scene, but you see, the World Cup is the biggest stage. Now we are bringing Atizigi. The last time we saw Atizigi and his staff, my brother, I wasn't impressed, and the rest. So I'm just praying that they will help, because there are days you need your goalkeeper to also play a key role in it. So, well, I will wish them all the best, and then hope that they stick to the game plan. They shouldn't forget that VAR will be at work and at play, and you are playing Portugal. And so our wingers must really be up and doing, and then we are good to go. I wish them the very best.
Are you hoping that a particular player will be in the squad who wasn't named?
There are so many players. Even I had a problem with the 55-man squad that came out. And so if even the 55, they whittled it down to 26. There are players I wish they would be there, but this is what we have. I just must close the chapter and then focus on the new squad and see how we can pick up positives from it. But there are more things to talk about in the squad.
I think
your impressions on the squad name?
I think all in all, it's a squad that we can do something with. It's 26. If you ask me, is this the 26 best Ghanaian players we could have? Over 30.5 million Ghanaians. For me, I think no. This is not the best Ghanaian footballers that we can have going to the World Cup. But then this is the best Otuado provided for us. And what we have to do is rally behind them, support them throughout the tourney. If they're able to make it through their group stages, hallelujah. If not, come back home, regroup. The AFCON is just at the corner. For me, I keep saying, the World Cup has come in a very early stage for this particular Black Stars group. Because, look, they are very, let's say 20% of the players. The group we have now are very inexperienced. They are not, I don't think they've played like 10 or 15 games together as a group. If you look at the squad that we have now, the 26 players. But this is what we have. This is the best Otuado have for us. And let's support them.
Were you surprised? Were you looking forward to some players making the squad that they didn't?
Obviously, yes. But then, according to the coach, he had certain KPIs. And it looks like Jeffrey Schlupp, Joseph Pento, Pfeiffer, Ashmeru don't go, or they are not able to get into the coach's KPI. So that's why they are off. He said he had a conversation with everybody that was dropped. Behind the scene, I looked at the message that was sent to one of the players and I laughed. And I was like, "Wow, this is the best we have." But then we'll keep our comments to ourselves. What we have to do now is just support them.
Lastly, looking at the goalkeepers, who do you think will be in post? Although I know your choice, but you just tell us.
Well, you know my choice. I'm not a goalkeepers coach. I'm not Olele Kinson. I'm not Otuado or Chris Hutton. But looking at the numbers for the past 4 months, playing for their clubs, Nuruddin for the past 3 months has not been imposed for Kasipin. The lad has been the number 1 for Santi Kotoko. He kept in the Olympic team. He helped the Black Galaxies to qualify for the Chan tournament in Algeria. He's good, but going into the tournament, no, football has changed to a certain level, right? Now, for let's say 3 years ago, I used to watch football like a fun, but now it has changed.
So who do you think
now I watch football like a coach, right? Because of certain knowledge that I've grabbed from certain places. If you are going to a tournament and you have a player or a goalkeeper who is 5'9" or 5'10", sorry, you might not make it to that particular height that you want. Because when you look across, check all the teams in Europe, check all the national teams across the world, it's very, like maybe 0.1% that you have keepers, but then they are extremely good, right? Can we say the lad is extremely better than Atizigi or Richard Ofori? No. And that's my worry. But then you look at the coach's philosophy, right? When you get to study the Germans, their way of playing is they involve the goalkeeper. They don't see the goalkeeper as a goalkeeper. They see him as a player, right? So as we have 4-3-3, they have 1-4-3-3, right? So the keeper becomes a sweeper. He becomes a defender. When they are defending, they are 5, right? So if you need someone to keep your post for you, Nuruddin is comfortable with his foot, just like Atizigi. So, and then you look at who is on form. I'll pick Lawrence, but then it's training, it's national team. What Olele gives to Otto, that's what he will take, right? But this is a caveat. Olele should be truthful to his soul.
Yes, 1 minute. Yes, 1 minute. Let's do 1 minute.
What are your impressions on the squad that was named today?
Oh, I think it's a fairly okay squad, very inexperienced. I think it's still the West squad we're sending to the World Cup. Individual brilliance, but they need a lot of time to play as a cohesive unit. I'm just hoping that they can go out there and, in the difficult periods, begin to learn about themselves. That's one hope, because we have a tough group.
And finally, who do you think will be in the post for the Black Stars following the injuries?
It's going to be in post. Hey, on my scorecard, I rate Atizigi up there. I mean, contrary to the public opinion against him, I think that people have not paid attention to the kind of opposition he has played against and the reason why he's conceding more goals. And again, for technical issues, people have to pay attention to, chances conceded versus goals conceded. So, yeah, he's the guy who's come up against the likes of Mali, Algeria, and Morocco. And I remember in the Morocco game, in the first half, Morocco tried to play through the middle, so they didn't create a lot of chances. But in the second half, they switched to their wing play when they brought on Hakim Ziyech and the likes, and we could see what happened clearly with that. So I think he's been unfortunate with his history with the Black Stars, but on form, I'll go for Atizigi as number 1.
Thank you. I'll make you take a picture. Why they rush? So those were the thoughts of some sports journalists in the country about the 26-man squad named by Coach Otuado. Definitely, there are many surprises, and we hope that the Black Stars will come good at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. My name is Joseph Adamafiu, reporting for GhanaWeb, and trust us to bring you the best coverage of the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Thanks for watching.